Hi. Okay, like I'm really bad at vlogging and I haven't even started yet. Sorry. Okay. So basically, people keep asking, or like people keep saying that you've got to start vlogging. You've got to start vlogging. And I've been really loath to start vlogging because I am extraordinarily aware of the fact that by vlogging I'm essentially just talking to myself. And I'm like desperately counting on you guys to listen, and then if you don't, I'm like, oh god. And at least with my pieces, I'm like, okay, if you don't read them, like I'm the only one that knows that. But like on YouTube, it's like ridiculously obvious. It's like she's had 3 views. Like that's so embarrassing. So those are my reservations. And it's that and the fact that I'm really British and awkward. So there's an element of that as well. But basically, yeah, so I've started vlogging. Hi, by the way, I'm Em Clarkson from Pretty Normal Me. Sorry, I have fluff in my mouth. Ooh. Oh, got it. And yeah, obviously this is my first vlog. And yeah, so I did a tweet day before yesterday asking y'all if what you'd like me to vlog about. And the first reply was about confidence, which is like super duper apt because I lack so much. Like I'm like 90% bullshit when it comes to confidence, and I actually really lack a lot of it. So it's actually super great for me to do it. I was desperate to start with my sister, do my first one, but she is a total moose and fell off the stage at New Year's Eve and had to go to hospital yesterday because we thought she'd broken her ankle. She hasn't, but that's basically her excuse for like not being here, which I guess we'll take because her ankle looked like she had elephantitis. So basically, yeah, I think the confidence thing is really important. Like, it's something really important to me particularly because I really, really appreciate when people say, like, I have no confidence, like, about themselves, because it's something that, like, it does surprise a lot of people, but, like, not that I come across, hopefully it's, like, some, you know, like, clown, but I'm not as confident at all as I'd like to be, or as often as people think I am. Like, generally speaking, I would literally risk giving myself cystitis to avoid asking to use the loo somewhere. Like, I'm so embarrassed to be like, where's the loo? I'm like, okay, no, like, don't worry about me, like, I'm fine, I'll just hold it. And I don't know why, it's the weirdest thing, because it's like, I mean, as a restaurant owner or as a waitress, you get asked, like, however many million times in your life, like, where's the loo? And then the people like me, yeah, like, too embarrassed to even ask where the loo is. And I don't know why it is, but, like, I do so appreciate that it's such a tricky thing. And I think, like, a combination of the media and our friends and ourselves and like our self-esteem is just getting like battered all the time. Like we are horrible. Like I hate everything. And actually, if you spend your whole life like fretting, you know, like I see Daily Mail articles and it's like, are your shoulders toned enough? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Like, oh my god, should they be more? And then I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ. Well, if I haven't, you know, my shoulders aren't toned enough, then everyone's gonna know that when I go out. So like, you know, that's it for strapless dresses now, just, you know, whatever. And I find myself like, and everyone else, basically we have no confidence because we are constantly bullying the shit out of ourselves and giving ourselves ridiculously low self-esteem. And then I was reading something this morning and it's so true. If a girl does have confidence, she's given a really hard time for being like a, you know, total show off. You won't be a show if you've got confidence. It'd be fucking awesome, and I'll envy you forever because confidence is something that I'm so desperate for and so lacking in. But I just kind of want you to know, like, if you don't have confidence, you're so not on your own. Like, it's such a common thing. Like, honestly, I'm so, you know, people laugh at me, but like, I'm so scared to ask for anything. Like, to ask for help for me is like, oh no. Like, then no, like, I find myself getting all squirmy and like, no, it's fine, I can do it on my own. And I think it's like that overwhelming fear that I have that someone's going to say no. And what I've got to get into my head is like, okay, so they say no, and then what happens? It's like, well, then you walk away and you go back to your life, and then all that's happened is something that wasn't happening anyway isn't now happening. So, I mean, you know, so like, I know the practicalities of what I should be doing, but I also know that it's super duper hard. So, like, please, everything, like I say, like, please take like from someone who hopefully kind of totally gets it. So I mean, I've got like a few like little tricks. Okay, so like I am so totally the kind of person that if I'm wearing lipstick, I will be walking, like I'll be at dinner with someone or whatever, and then they'll look at me and I can see them looking at me and I'm like, right, I've got lipstick on my teeth, haven't I? And then it's like, I don't know you well enough to ask. And then I'm like, right, it's everywhere. Like, have I missed? Like, does this colour, like, do I look like a clown? Why is no one talking? And so then, like, I probably look great. And they're probably just, like, looking at something over my shoulder. But I'm like, right, well, you know, that's it. Like, I'm never going to wear, like, I'm going to want the ground to swallow me because lipstick, you know, I mean, that's really what goes on in here. And it's so common, like I'll be on the bus, I'll be walking down the street and someone will look at me weirdly and it's probably actually sexual harassment, but there I am like, oh my god, my flies are undone. Like, why did no one, like, are they undone? I can't look now because that person's still looking at me and it'll just look like I'm looking at my foof, which is really weird. So, yeah, there's that as well, like, I really do. And if I'm wearing like a new outfit as well, like I'll go out and then I'll be like, oh my god, like, do I have the tags on? And that did happen the other day in the doctor's, which was just mortifying. So there's that element of it. And then you've got other things, you know, as well, like, oh my god, have I got a boob out? Like, have I got a muffin top? Like, all of this shit that you've never thought of panicking about before. And then you get out and you just feel, and I particularly get it when I'm like, oh my god, the ground can swallow me now, please. And I don't know why, because, you know, like, no one cares. I mean literally no one cares. But then I'm, you know, like, I suffer with the affliction that most of us suffer with, which is actually quite little confidence, like self-confidence. So basically I've like come up with some like handy hints. I try and nip on myself. And like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Please don't laugh at me for this first one. Like, I laugh at me for this, but I don't even care. So my favourite thing to do when I'm walking down the street, like, first of all, it makes me get there faster because I walk with swagger. But second of all, yeah, I can't pull that off. I'm not going to try and pull that off again. But the first thing you can do is like put on a big pair of headphones or like get some really loud music and then pretend you're in a music video. Like, and I don't want to be laughed at for this because, like, I'm just going to embrace it. Yeah, so I mean, literally like Gloria Gaynor, like Beyonce, whatever it is, and then I'm like, right, we're remaking the music video right now. I'm basically like being filmed by 100 people, and I'm just gonna like fucking own it, yeah. And then you end up with sort of like a, you know, like a this, and this is a really good thing, I think, when you go into like wherever you're gonna get to. If you got there having like felt like a fucking queen, when you get wherever you're gonna go, you're just like, yeah, I can take on the world today. So that's a good one. If you don't mind feeling like a bit of a dick when you take the music off and you realise that you're not, you're just, you know, somewhere in Hammersmith and a bit like, it's raining, like, definitely Hollywood wouldn't be here. And then I think like another idea that's like, I mean, this is not revolutionary at all, but it's something that we need to remember, and that's that you need to be comfortable. Like, you know, I was saying before about outfits with the tags and with whatever, like, do a dry run on a new piece of clothing, like, wear it just round the house and just check that nothing's going to fall out and that you're comfortable, and that when you catch your reflection in the window that you're happy with it, because there is nothing worse in this life when you're out and about and you walk past the shop window and you see yourself and you're like, oh my god, like, oh my god, that's me, like, no, and then there's something you can do, you can't, you know, like, you know, so you need to kind of like check, you know, if you're doing something important or whatever, like, check that you're comfortable. And I know that like a lot of that is being confident in your own skin, but let's face it, so many of us aren't. So let's like take this helping hand that we've been given in like clothes, which are incredibly useful, and we whine about them all the time, which is bullshit, because we are so much luckier to have them than to not have them. So let's celebrate them and utilise them. And I think like there's no shame in like, if you are feeling like a tad like muffin toppy, which is like, holla, January for me, then like put a big jumper on, like that's fine, and you're much more comfortable. Like, there is nothing worse than sitting when you're feeling a little bit like bleh, in a tight t-shirt. It's like, oh my god, no, I'd rather die. And that's fine. I mean, like, there's no shame in that. You've got to dress, like, you've got to be comfortable, and like, that's so paramount. Everything that you do, like, I don't care if people say it's slobby, like, put a fun pair of boots on, like, put some earrings on, oh, I've gone black, like, whatever it is, just just be comfortable, because that's really important. And then I think finally, like my other little nugget of wisdom, which I was taught by a friend, who is awesome. She goes out and just gets shit done, and she's just like, yeah, I'm great, and I'm like, I want to be you. You're great. But like, just accept the worst anyone can do, and the worst anyone will do is say no to you, and then from that you're like, okay, you're a dick, but I get it. And then you kind of go home and you go back to your life, and that's fine. So accept that and embrace that you don't ever have to see that person again if you don't want to. That you really don't. There's no need for you, if, I don't know, okay, so we trip over on the pavement, and that's that is the worst thing that can happen, like when you're on your own. And then you just got to stand up and be like, okay, I'm a dick, but it's fine because I'm never going to see these people again. I mean, it's worse for me because I tripped over outside the co-op the other day, and I'm in there like every day, so I mean, that's mortifying. But generally speaking, like, sorry, if you can like save your trips for like places that you don't normally go, then that's, you're just like, okay, you go home, you've got a great anecdote, you tripped over today, and it was hilarious, and you're never going to see that person again, and that's what it is. Like, I don't know, you sneeze in someone's food. That is a terrible thing to do, but it's like, that's so embarrassing. And then you're just like, okay, I'm going to leave this restaurant. I'm never going to come back. And then you don't. So I think let's take that attitude. Let's take like one day at a time. I'm going to kick ass today. And then you wake up in the morning and be like, I'm going to kick ass today as well. And if we can just kind of like make that as like a thing that we're going to do, I think we'll be fine. Just keep smiling. Remember that you're fucking amazing. Remember that your body is the only one you've got. You've got to celebrate it. You've got to love it. And if everybody else or if anybody else doesn't love it, then you just tell them where to stick it. Thank you very much for having me, and I really enjoyed vlogging, even though I do feel like super duper awkward, but yeah, if you want me to do it again, I'd really like to do that, so hit me up. Alright, I'm going to stop, like, this is not cool, I'm not cool, stop it, like, okay, anyway, see you later, bye!